Okay, you guys. I don't know. I think this one should piss you off. Ryan A Promis. Remember in AA they discussed the promises? The promises are people, you guys. The promises are people that have no rights in America. They're being kept as slaves. So you can go through this and understand it or not understand it, but it is very evil. Now look, this one says status under court supervision. And here's the number if you want to look it up. I'll try to get the records for this. Inland Regional Center, IRC. And then there's fiduciaries. How are there fiduciaries if they're pretending a child is dead? I just can't understand this. These children aren't dead. Determination of a conservatee's appropriate level of care. I mean, the rules about conservatorship is that they have to tell you, and they're not. They're not ever telling you you're in a conservatorship. So this is just bullshit right here. Maisha Promise, Ryan A Promise. They're calling people promises. It's sick. So it's probate under court supervision. Why is a person under court supervision that is not dead? APS is Adult Protective Services Referral History Screenings. Notice of Department Assignment. Case assigned to probate investigator Judy Newbold. Look her up if you want. Confidential Adult Protective Services History Screening Results. Maisha A Promise. Confidential Adult Protective Services. Come on. This is order appointing a conservator. Temporary. And these are attached to wills of other people who have also faked their deaths. So I guess you have to look in San Diego, Santa Clara for the wills, and then Riverside for the conservator letters. Conservator of the person limited against as to Maisha A Promise, comma, Ryan A Promise. Proof of service. There is no proof of service ever being filed. Notice of document return, because they're sending it to Ryan A Promise, but under that first document I showed you, they can change the name at will. Confidential report from Inland Counties Regional Center. Why is there a confidential report where the person's never being told that they're being used in a breeding program strictly to steal their ovaries to make another IVF baby to be tortured? This is crazy, you guys. They're doing it in America every single day. Every single day. Wayne Douglas, whoever that is. Now they're claiming that they filed a declaration of diligent search as to Wayne Douglas. Bullshit. No, they didn't. These people know who the person is, but they don't want the person ever to go in front of the judge because the person will be capable of speaking, capable of talking about the torture they endured, talk about sexual child trafficking, sexual abuse, removal of organs, withholding of health care, claiming in these documents again and again, they're claiming the person they don't have a brain capacity, right? And then you got people coming on here pretending they're your friend, pretending they had plastic surgery with intent to file documents against you in Arizona, Utah, I mean, you name it. I found those documents. So they're appointing Maisha A Promise and Ryan A Promis. So it's of the person. Court-appointed counsel for proposed conservatee waives their client's appearance. How to advise them of their rights. Bullshit. This is absolutely bullshit. The deficit in the capacity declaration is cured. The court is aware that Dr. Saito is at Riverside Medical Clinic, RMC. Court finds and orders. No notice has been given as required by law. Court finds that conservatorship is the least restrictive option available to conservatee at this time. Bullshit. They're just taking away your freedom. And the judges are just as corrupt as everyone else, and they won't let people advance the case. So, Maisha A. Fat, Promise A. Fat, I don't know. Conservatee lacks capacity to give informed medical consent. Here you go, taking it away. Riverside Medical Clinic. So what you do is you go over here, and then you go Riverside, and they're putting it in probate, right? And then you go Riverside Medical Clinic. So they're hiring people to say stuff about you that's not true. And then you could also do Douglas Wayne. Oh. No. Go back, see what else you can find. Saito. I mean, this is a hate crime against rights. Order appointed probate conservator saying that the person has limited capacity, even when they don't. They're doing this in Texas. They're doing it in, they're doing it all over the place. A notice of conservatee's rights. Let's look it up. Let's look up what the rights are. And whoever Dr. Saito is, he's Dr. Saito. Who is it? Who's this? Takeshi. Riverside. Oh, pediatric specialist. Oh, Keck. Same people stealing the rights of children. These smiling motherfuckers. Sick, you guys. He's sick. So how is he a sleep medicine specialist here? A pediatric pulmonologist here. I mean, come on. Come on. The Queen's Health Systems. Yoshi is my sister's friend that pretends to be a photographer. Dr. Takeshi Saito. Also the head of neurology. There's something else I was going to look. Oh, yeah. Notice of conservatee's rights. So the conservatee doesn't have rights because of Dr. Saito. Every conservatee has all basic human rights and the right to be well cared for by his conservator. But these children and humans are getting raped, their ovaries stolen, their brain tissue stolen, their face mutilated. The conservatee has the right to ask questions and to express concerns and complaints about the conservatorship and the actions of his or her conservator. But they're going and testifying in court that you are incapable and incapacitated. It's crazy. Crazy. Consistent with the underlying reasons for the conservatorship is really to steal your ovaries. And they're not just, I don't think they're just doing it to women, because they're breeding you with somebody else who's being held as a slave. But men have more rights to work under that thoroughbred law than women do under the breeder program. They're not allowed to work. So this is bullshit. The conservator should give as much regard to the wishes of the conservatee. No, they're not. They want to kill the conservatee. They want to murder them, withhold health care, withhold their right to earn money, and treat them as a slave in every possible way by that LAUSD thing, destroying your rights so they can have your children to experiment and rape. You guys, this is not funny. Directly receive or control his salary. Bullshit. Ask a judge. We don't know. We're not being told. Marry. No. Make his or own medical decisions. No, because Dr. Saito is lying on paper that they don't have the right. It's outrageous abuse, you guys. It's outrageous abuse.